After the burial, Amanda stopped eating. She became weak. Vomiting started. Dizziness followed. Her body began to react not only to grief, but also to pregnancy. One night, Amanda fainted in the bathroom. Vanessa rushed in and hissed, not with love, but with irritation. "Stand up," she snapped. "Don't die here." Even in weakness, that sentence sounded wrong. Not "please don't die," just "not here." It showed Vanessa's mind clearly. Amanda's life only mattered if it affected her comfort. Later that night, when Amanda was half asleep and half dizzy, Vanessa was on the phone in the sitting room. Her voice was low, angry. "She must not go back there," she hissed. "If she sees him alive, everything will scatter." There was a pause. Then Vanessa said the sentence that made the air cold. "Move her away, even if she dies in the process." Amanda lay on the bed shaking, too weak to stand, too weak to run. She didn't know where to run to. She didn't have proof. She didn't even have her phone. And now she was fighting not only for her marriage, but for her life. The next morning, Vanessa dragged Amanda to a hospital. As nurses rushed Amanda into a room, Vanessa looked at her pale face, not with pity, not with regret, only with one thought. If this girl survives, she will ruin everything. And inside the mansion far away, Adrian sat beside Zara and said softly, "We'll be fine," not knowing he was comforting the wrong woman while his real wife was fighting for breath. The hospital smelled like spirit and struggle. Amanda lay on the bed, weak and pale, her lips dry. Her eyes kept opening and closing like her body was trying to give up. A nurse checked her blood pressure and frowned. "She is very weak," the nurse said. "What happened?" Vanessa spoke fast, with perfect acting. "She lost her husband," she said, holding her chest. "She has refused to eat since. Please help her." The nurse nodded with pity and rushed to work. A young doctor walked in, Dr. Michael Adeyemi. His eyes were kind, but his face was serious. He asked Amanda questions gently. "When last did you see your period?" Amanda tried to think, but her brain was slow. Grief and sickness can confuse time. They took blood, they ran tests, they waited. When the results came back, the nurse entered with a small smile. "Congratulations," she said softly. Amanda blinked in confusion. "Congratulations for what?" The nurse touched her hand. "You're pregnant." Amanda froze. Pregnant? After 2 years? After all her tears? Her eyes filled with tears again. New tears, different tears. Vanessa stood beside the bed and forced a smile. "Thank God," she said. But her eyes were not thanking God. Her eyes were calculating. Because pregnancy changed everything. Pregnancy could bring Amanda back to Adrian. Pregnancy could expose the lie. Pregnancy could pull sympathy from the Eze family. Vanessa didn't want sympathy. She wanted silence. Vanessa leaned close to Amanda and spoke softly. "Don't tell anybody yet," she said. Amanda frowned. "Why?" Vanessa smiled tightly. "Because it's early, anything can happen." That sentence sounded normal in some homes, but in that moment, it sounded like a threat. As soon as Vanessa stepped outside, she made a call. Her voice dropped low. "She's pregnant," she hissed. "We must act fast before she goes back there and scatters everything." Amanda lay on the bed, too weak to chase her. Dr. Michael noticed Vanessa's behavior. He didn't speak loudly, but he watched. Because doctors have seen many things, and some things smell wrong without proof. That night, Vanessa stayed in the hospital compound, but she didn't sit with Amanda like a worried mother. Morning came and Vanessa disappeared. Amanda called her, no answer. Amanda called again, no answer. The nurse entered and spoke gently but firmly. "Madam, your bill is increasing." Amanda's throat tightened. She called Vanessa again, no answer. Vanessa didn't just forget. She chose to abandon her because a pregnant Amanda was a dangerous Amanda. Dr. Michael became angry when he realized the situation. "Where is your guardian?" he asked. Amanda's tears fell. Dr. Michael sighed. Then he did what good people do when they see evil. He helped. He paid part of her bill. He instructed the nurses to stabilize her properly. The nurse later told Amanda, "Your doctor paid for you." Amanda cried again, this time from shame. A stranger was doing what her mother refused to do. Before she discharged Amanda, Dr. Michael gave her one warning. "Be careful who you trust," he said. "Some people smile with knives." Amanda expected that after all this, her mother would come back. But when Amanda returned to Vanessa's house, the gate was locked. Not normal locked, the kind of locked that says, "We are gone." Amanda knocked. No answer. A neighbor finally came out and scratched her head awkwardly. "Your mother moved," the neighbor said. Amanda froze. "Moved where?" she asked. The neighbor shook her head. "Nobody knows. She said she's going to start fresh." Amanda's knees went weak. Vanessa had disappeared with Zara. She left her pregnant daughter behind like unwanted load. Amanda stood outside with her small bag, tears dropping, feeling like a person erased. Amanda remembered Adrian's old house address in Port Harcourt, the place they stayed before he traveled. If Adrian truly died, maybe his family would be there. Maybe someone would pity her. Amanda used her last money and traveled. When she reached the compound, she stopped and stared. Another family lived there. A woman came out holding a child. "Yes?" the woman asked suspiciously. "I am looking for Adrian Eze," she said. "Eze? Sister, we rented this place last month. No Adrian here." Amanda's mouth trembled. I'm his wife," she whispered. The woman laughed awkwardly. "Abeg, I don't know you. If you want trouble, not here." Amanda stepped back slowly, like someone leaving a graveyard, because she had just confirmed something deep. This was not a sudden accident story. This was organized, planned. Pregnancy didn't pause because Amanda was homeless. Her belly grew. Her body grew heavier. Her heart grew tired. A church woman helped her with a small room for a while. But pity has limits when bills are pressing. So Amanda started hawking pure water, bread, groundnut. Some days she laughed bitterly because she, Amanda Okafor, graduate, wife of a rich man, was now shouting on the roadside, "Pure water, pure water." Hawking came with its own humiliation. Drivers nearly hit her. Men talked anyhow. One man looked at her tray and laughed. "Madam, how much for the water and how much for you?" Amanda's eyes flashed. "Sir, fear God," she snapped. The man laughed and drove off. Amanda went home and cried that night, holding her belly. "Please," she whispered to her unborn child, "don't let this be our forever." Amanda gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Evelyn. Evelyn became her reason to survive. 2 years passed. Amanda's body was thinner. Her eyes were older. Her smile became rare. But she didn't die. And that alone was a kind of victory. She hawked every day to feed Evelyn. Then one afternoon, she entered a rich neighborhood hoping to sell more. That was the day she saw the mansion. A huge black gate opened. A woman stepped out, dressed expensive, smiling like she had no troubles. Vanessa Okafor. Amanda stood frozen behind a tree, tray on her head, heart racing. Vanessa entered a car like queen and left. Then the gate opened again. A woman stepped out holding a baby. Zara Okafor, Amanda's identical twin. And from inside the compound, a man's laughter floated out. Amanda didn't see him yet, but her body recognized the sound before her eyes did. Adrian Eze. Alive, happy. Amanda's tray tilted slightly. A sachet of water almost fell. She caught it quickly, because in that moment, grief returned. But it returned differently. Not as mourning, as confirmation. The truth was now clear. They didn't kill Adrian. They killed Amanda's life. Amanda didn't run into the compound that day. She didn't confront Vanessa. She didn't scream. She simply watched, quietly, like a person watching the final scene of a movie. Because Amanda understood something dangerous. If she entered without a plan, they would call her mad. They would push her away. They would hide the truth again. So she took her daughter's hand, walked away slowly and whispered, "Okay, I've seen it. Now I will prove it." So she went home and planned. That night, after Evelyn slept, Amanda sat on the floor of her small room and stared at the wall. 2 years of suffering returned in pictures. Her mother leaving her in the hospital, the locked gate, the hawking, the fake grief, her child sleeping hungry sometimes. Amanda's throat tightened. Then she wiped her face and whispered to herself, "I will not enter that house with only tears. I will enter with proof." The next day, Amanda returned to that street quietly. She didn't carry tray this time. She carried observation. She found a small place near a kiosk opposite the gate. A woman was frying akara there and gossiping like it was full-time work. Amanda bought akara and sat like someone waiting for transport. The akara woman smiled. "Sister, you know say this place na rich people's street too. If security chase you, no vexo." Amanda forced a small smile. "No problem." They waited. The gate opened around afternoon and Zara stepped out holding the baby. Zara looked fresh, soft, comfortable, like someone who never hawked before. Zara stood near the gate and took a phone call. She spoke freely because she thought nobody important was listening. She said, "Baby, calm down. I said I'm coming." She paused, annoyed. "Stop calling me too much. I'm with my husband." Amanda's stomach twisted. Then Zara said the sentence that changed the entire case. "Yes, I know the child is yours. Just relax." Amanda froze. So the baby was not Adrian's. That meant Zara wasn't only stealing a marriage. She was using the marriage as cover while carrying another man's child. Amanda's heart pounded. Now she had a weapon, a lie inside a lie. And lies don't survive light. Not long after Zara went back inside, a black car parked near the gate. A well-dressed young woman stepped out. She looked serious, like someone who doesn't laugh when nonsense is happening. She approached the gate and spoke to security. "I'm looking for Adrian Nze's wife," she said firmly. "Don't give me story." Security looked uncomfortable. The woman's eyes narrowed. Amanda watched carefully. Then something strange happened. The woman turned and stared at Amanda. She stared like she was seeing a ghost. She walked toward Amanda slowly. When she reached Amanda, she spoke quietly. "Excuse me, do I know you?" Amanda's throat went dry. "No, ma." The woman continued looking at her face, confused. "You look like someone I've met before," she said. Amanda swallowed. "Who?" The woman replied, "Adrian's wife." Amanda's heart nearly stopped. Finally, Amanda whispered the truth. "What if I tell you I am Adrian's wife?" The woman's face changed. Shock, suspicion, caution. She introduced herself. "My name is Jennifer Nze," she said. "Adrian is my cousin." Amanda's eyes filled with tears. Jennifer didn't laugh. She didn't dismiss her. She simply said, "Come with me, tell me everything." Inside Jennifer's car, Amanda spoke in broken sentences. She explained Daniel's death, Vanessa's jealousy, Zara's greed. She explained how she married Adrian without telling him she had a twin because he once said he didn't like twins. She explained how she went to her mother for help to conceive and everything turned into darkness. Jennifer listened without interrupting. When Amanda mentioned the fake grave, Jennifer's face hardened. When Amanda mentioned being abandoned in hospital, Jennifer's eyes turned cold. When Amanda mentioned hawking for 2 years, Jennifer exhaled slowly, like she was controlling anger. Then Amanda revealed the most important detail. I heard Zara say the baby is not Adrian's, Amanda said quietly. Jennifer froze. Not Adrian's, she repeated. Amanda nodded. I said the child belongs to someone else. Jennifer leaned back, thinking. That explains what I've been hearing, she said. Amanda blinked. What have you been hearing? Jennifer spoke carefully. Adrian told my mom his wife has changed, she said. Always on phone, always making excuses, always avoiding family talk. Jennifer's eyes narrowed. And there's another rumor, that she had a boyfriend before Adrian returned. Amanda's chest tightened. So Zara had a boyfriend and Vanessa knew. Meaning Vanessa wasn't trying to help Adrian with a child, Vanessa was trying to steal property. Jennifer's phone rang. She answered. Her face changed immediately. What do you mean he's signing papers? She snapped. Her eyes widened. Delay him, she ordered. Delay him. She ended the call and looked at Amanda. We don't have time, Jennifer said. Amanda's breath caught. What happened? Jennifer started the car. My cousin is about to put property documents in his wife's name, she said, as a gift. Amanda's stomach dropped. If Adrian signed those papers, Zara would not just steal the marriage, she would steal the future legally. Jennifer looked at Amanda. Are you ready for what comes next? Jennifer asked. Amanda's voice was small but steady. Yes, Jennifer nodded. Then we go now. As Jennifer drove toward the mansion, Amanda stared out of the window. She wasn't crying anymore. Her tears had dried into determination. Evelyn was on her back, sleeping softly. Amanda touched her child's leg gently, like reminding herself why she was doing this. She whispered, They buried me with lies. Today, I will stand up with truth. Jennifer turned the car into the mansion street. The gate came into view. Amanda's heart pounded. Not because she feared the gate, because she feared what would happen when Vanessa and Zara realized the dead wife had returned. Because people who build their lives on lies don't like surprises. They fight back. Jennifer parked and stepped out, phone in hand. She spoke to the security man like someone who owned the street. Open the gate, she said. I'm Jennifer Eze. Security hesitated. Then the gate began to open slowly. Inside the compound, Amanda could see movement through the opening. A man's voice, Adrian's voice, carried faintly from inside. Bring the documents. Amanda's blood ran cold because if they stepped in 1 minute too late, Zara would become legal owner of what Amanda suffered for, and Vanessa would win. The gate opened wider. Jennifer stepped forward. Amanda followed her behind, holding Evelyn close. Security men watched them like people watching trouble enter a rich man's compound. Inside the living room, Adrian Eze stood near a table with a file in his hand. A pen lay beside it. Across from him stood Zara, smiling softly, wearing Amanda's face like a borrowed dress. Vanessa sat nearby, looking satisfied, like a woman who had finally won. Then Adrian looked up. He saw Jennifer. Jennifer, he asked, surprised, what are you doing here? Jennifer's voice was calm but sharp. Put down the pen, she said. Adrian frowned. Why? Jennifer didn't answer immediately. She stepped aside slightly and Amanda came into view. For a second, Adrian stopped breathing. His eyes widened. His mouth opened, but no sound came out, because the woman standing in front of him had the same face as his wife, but her eyes were different. These eyes looked tired. These eyes looked like they had seen hunger. These eyes looked like they had survived something. "Amanda," Adrian whispered. Zara stiffened. Vanessa's smile disappeared. Vanessa stood up quickly. She forced a laugh. "Adrian, don't mind this girl. She's a mad woman that has been disturbing us. She resembles my daughter." Jennifer pointed at Zara. "Your daughter is standing right there," Jennifer said coldly. Vanessa's face tightened. Zara's voice came out fast. "Baby, she's lying," Zara said. "She's obsessed with us." Adrian stared at both women, confusion tearing his face. He looked like a man standing in front of a mirror that suddenly produced two reflections. "What is going on?" he asked slowly. Amanda stepped forward, quiet, controlled. Her voice was soft, but it carried. "You were told I was your wife, but I'm your wife." Zara laughed sharply, the laugh of a thief cornered. "If you're his wife, then who am I?" she asked. Amanda didn't shout. She only replied, "My twin sister." Adrian's face changed. "Twin," he repeated. His eyes snapped to Vanessa. "You have twins?" he asked, voice rising. Vanessa opened her mouth, but Jennifer cut her off. "Don't talk yet," she said. "Let evidence talk." Amanda lifted her wrist slowly. She said, "There's a scar here. I got it long before marriage. It never left." Jennifer looked at Adrian. She said, "Check her wrist, then check Zara's." Adrian's hand trembled as he held Amanda's wrist. He saw it. He remembered it. Something in his face broke. Then he grabbed Zara's wrist quickly. No scar. The room went silent. Zara's smile fell off like a mask. Adrian stared at Zara with a cold, dangerous calm. "Who are you?" he asked. Zara swallowed hard. Vanessa rushed forward again. "It's a misunderstanding," she started. Adrian shouted so loud the walls seemed to shake. "Misunderstanding?" he roared. "So my wife has been missing and you people were here collecting documents?" His eyes turned to Amanda. "Where have you been?" he asked, voice suddenly soft with pain. Amanda didn't rush her words. She spoke like a woman reading her own suffering. "I was told you are dead," Amanda said. "She took me to a grave. I cried on sand. I collapsed. I was abandoned in hospital." Vanessa's lips trembled. Amanda continued. "I was pregnant. I didn't know until the hospital." Adrian's face went pale. His eyes dropped to Evelyn on Amanda's back. "That child," he whispered. Amanda nodded. "She's yours." Adrian took a step back like someone punched him. All the lost time hit him at once. Jennifer raised her phone. "Amanda has pictures," she said. Amanda brought out her phone, old, cracked, not fancy. She showed the picture of the mound of sand with the cross, the grave. Adrian stared. His jaw tightened. He looked at Vanessa like he was seeing a monster in human skin. "You did this?" he asked. Vanessa's voice came out shaking. "I was protecting my family." Amanda's eyes filled with tears, but her voice stayed steady. "Protecting?" she repeated. "You locked me out of my life. You left me to hawk. You left your grandchild to struggle." Vanessa snapped suddenly, like her true self finally couldn't hide. "You think you are better than me?" she screamed. The room froze. Vanessa pointed at Amanda. "Daniel loved you more," she shouted. "He praised you. He trusted you. You wanted to make me look useless." Amanda's tears fell fully now. "I was your child," she said quietly. Vanessa's eyes looked wild. "And I was your mother," she shouted back, as if motherhood gave her permission to destroy. Adrian's voice dropped low. "Madame," he said, "you are not okay." Zara started crying on her knees. "Mommy pushed me," she cried. Vanessa turned on her. "Shut up," Vanessa screamed. "Do you want to spoil everything?" Zara's crying turned to anger. "Everything?" Zara shouted back. "It was your jealousy that started this." Vanessa slapped Zara, a clean slap. Adrian stared at them, shocked. Then a car horn sounded outside. A young man walked into the compound angrily, shouting Zara's name like he owned the place. "Zara!" he yelled.
So you are here acting wife while you are ignoring me? Everybody turned. Zara froze. Vanessa's face changed. Jennifer's eyes narrowed. Adrian's voice came out slow and dangerous. Who is that? The young man pointed at the baby in Zara's arms. Don't use my child to do scam, he shouted. That baby is mine. Silence slammed the room. Zara's mouth opened. No words came out. The young man introduced himself with full confidence. My name is Kelvin, he said. Zara is my girlfriend. Vanessa staggered. Adrian's face became still, like a storm refusing to show itself yet. So, while you are in my house, he said slowly, you are pregnant for another man? Kelvin hesitated, then nodded. Yes, he said. She told me she has a rich husband she's settling. Jennifer's eyes went cold. And your mother, Jennifer said, turning to Vanessa, knew. Kelvin's face twisted. She knew, he said. She even encouraged Zara to hold the man down. That was the final nail, because it proved the plan was never about helping Adrian with a child. It was about stealing his property. Jennifer had already made calls. Not long after the shouting began, her lawyer arrived with 2 elders and a police officer to witness the situation. The lawyer spoke calmly. This is identity fraud, conspiracy, property deception, child endangerment. Vanessa started begging immediately. Please, we can settle. The lawyer didn't blink. Madam, you staged a death. You abandoned a pregnant woman in hospital. This is beyond settlement. Zara cried and begged Adrian, I'm sorry, please. Adrian didn't answer her. He only turned to Amanda, voice rough. Amanda, I swear I didn't know. Amanda nodded because she believed he didn't know. But belief doesn't erase pain. Statements were taken, a formal complaint was filed. The family elders also called a meeting because in their culture, shame is also a kind of court. Vanessa's reputation fell in one day. In Nigeria, people fear prison, yes, but they fear disgrace too. Later that night, after the house calmed down, Adrian sat with Amanda quietly. Evelyn slept on the sofa, tiny chest rising and falling. Adrian watched the child like he was trying to memorize her face fast, like he was begging time for forgiveness. Then he looked at Amanda. I failed you, he said softly. Amanda's eyes were red, but her voice stayed steady. You didn't know, but I suffered. Adrian nodded slowly. I want to rebuild if you'll let me. Amanda didn't answer quickly because 2 years of pain is not something you wipe with one apology. She looked at Evelyn, then she looked at Adrian. She spoke carefully, like a woman protecting her peace. We can rebuild, but slowly. No lies, no secrets. Adrian nodded. No secrets, he repeated. Amanda's lips lifted slightly, a small humor inside pain. Even if I buy biscuit at midnight, you will know, she said. Adrian gave a tired smile. Even if you breathe, I'll know, he replied. Amanda didn't laugh fully, but the heaviness in her chest reduced small. Not because everything became perfect, but because the truth had finally entered the house. Vanessa lost control. Zara lost the mask. Kelvin was exposed as part of the scandal. The lie that lived for 2 years died in one afternoon in front of witnesses. Amanda didn't get her 2 years back, but she got something else. Her name, her child's father, her life back in her own hands. And the moral that remained was simple. Sometimes the enemy is not outside the house. Sometimes the enemy is the person who calls you my daughter.